And welcome back to my channel. So today I am back to do something that has been highly requested, and that is a rap and chat version of a Q&A. I don't quite know how I'm going to talk and rap for you to see it, but maybe I can shift back a little bit more, but then I feel like I'm shouting, so it's going to be quite hard to get the balance. But maybe I'll rap a little bit, do a time lapse, we'll see how it goes. I asked on my community page, I got 52 comments, so I've got quite a lot to sit down and talk about. I haven't really looked through them all, I'm just sort of going to wing it. I've got Florence here, of course. She's now coming. She's in a really grouchy mood today. What's wrong? Look at the state of your hair.
Ow.
Ow?
Yeah.
Come here then. Let me see. Come sit down. What's wrong? Did you hurt your foot? What did you do? Is it better? No, you can't have a look at that. You can't. Look at your hair. What's this?
Ow.
What do you mean, ow?
No.
I don't know how well this video is going to go, I'm not going to lie. Florency, you're not having my phone. The toddler tantrums have started. You can't watch Gabby on my phone. The amount of times she asks my phone and I always say no in a day, hundreds. Where's your snack? Go get your Crispies. Go sit down. Go eat your Crispies and drink your tea, okay? Anyway, as I was saying, I have got quite a lot of questions and I haven't really looked through them all, so I'm just going to wing it. A question that I don't think I've answered, maybe I have over the years, I don't know. It's quite a long one. I'd love to know more about your time in America. Why did you go there? Which part? What was it like? Why did you come back? Would you live there again? Are you ever likely to make your vlogs from that time public again? Definitely not. Oh my god. Okay, so let's talk about America, shall we? Let me get my coffee. I'm going to come forward a little bit before I start doing a bit of rapping. So I moved to America in the summer of 2009. I was only there for a year. We were planning on living there for the rest of our lives. At the time, some of you will remember, like OG, when I first started my channel, I started over in the States, or just before I moved there. And my stepdad at the time was American. He completed his 21 years in the military and he wanted to go and retire over in the States, so we did that. We lived in South Carolina. I believe he's still there, I don't know. And yeah, we were there for a year, and being 15 at the time when I found out we were going to go to the States, I knew that... do I really talk about this on the internet? I knew that my mum was basically going to save her marriage and it wasn't going to work. So I was a very angry teenager. I was very angry, and we moved there, and within a year it didn't work out. We moved home. Was it... Good girl. Careful. Sit down. Was it enjoyable? No, I really struggled. Being a teenager, like 15, 16 is a really hard age in itself. And then moving across country, I'd finished high school in the UK, and then I had to go back and do another 2 years. I only did my junior year, but I actually did really well in my studies. So yeah, that was my time in America. It was very short-lived. We moved back in the summer of 2010. And I haven't been back since. I really liked the educational system in the States. What I experienced, it was very good and it was very thorough, and I really liked it. I don't know whether that was just, I don't really know how the schooling system worked, but where I lived in South Carolina, it was really, really good. I enjoyed like the recapping and stuff, and I did really enjoy it. I think if I moved there when I was a lot younger, I would have really thrived. But I'd like to go back as a holiday. I'd like to visit New York. I'd like to do all of that stuff, but I'm going to wait until the children are older, and it'll be something that myself and Neil do on our own. Maybe for Neil's 40th, which is in 8 years. I think that gives the children enough time to be old enough. She's just given me an iPad. So yeah, that is everything in regards to America. I don't know if that's ever been something that you've been wondering about, but It wasn't a long period of time at all. A lot of questions asking whether I do a snacks and chats with Ellie, and the answer is that you won't be seeing that during this year's Vlogmas. We don't film videos together anymore. Ellie doesn't do YouTube. She hasn't done YouTube in, is it 2 years now? I think she stopped. Pretty much, I think. She just doesn't do it, so I don't want to put her on my channel. I'm sure she'd sit down and film with me if I asked her, but we don't really do that stuff anymore. We still see each other, we're still best friends. I speak to her every single day. It's harder to see her now because the children are at school. She's busy with Elliot and nursery and everything. Like, life has changed so much for both of us. But for those of you that are asking about her, she's fine. She's still active on her Instagram. She's just doing her own thing, but we are still best friends, sisters, whatever you want to call it. Just because she's not on my channel doesn't mean she's not in my life. She is. She's like my sister. Question which I like is, what books are on your Christmas list? Honestly, I would love to know what books are on your Christmas list, because this year I have no idea. I don't know whether Rona has just pushed all the release dates back, but I just feel like every single book that has either come out in hardback and then is going to get released in paperback, they're not coming out until like May next year, or just books in general that I'm waiting for are not coming out until next year. So normally I ask for so many books. This year I think I've asked for 2. No, I've asked for 3. I've asked for the Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Asked for the new Sophie Kinsella. I think it's called Love Your Life or something like that. It's dark blue. And then I've also asked for, and that's not even new, I think that's hardback last year, paperback this year, because I only like paperbacks. And then the other one is the last book in the Throne of Glass series, which is the yellow one. No idea what it's called. Haven't even started Throne of Glass. But I didn't know what else to ask for, so that's all I've asked for this year. I would love to ask for like a series or something, but I don't know what. I've started Percy Jackson, and there's quite a lot of series in that universe. But I still haven't finished Percy Jackson. I've still got 2 books left to read in Percy Jackson, and I've already got the next 5 that I showed you already in a haul. So that's 7 books. I don't need the other ones yet. So that's all I've asked for. So what have you asked for Christmas in regards to book forms? One recommendation that I've got, though, not that anyone asked for it, but I'm going to give it to you if you are looking for something to ask for Christmas, is The Appeal by Janice Hallett, I think is her name. It's my first ever like murder mystery book, and you know me, I don't read those books. Hallett, Hallett. Hang on. Yeah. The cover on Goodreads is rank, but it's been recovered and it looks like an Agatha Christie like novel, and it was so good. I don't know why I picked it up, but I just went with it. And it's basically a murder mystery, but not scary, because I don't like scary things. And it's done via emails. So there's like this Amdram group. Sit down, good girl. There's this Amdram group, and they all converse with each other via emails. So you get to know the characters and their terminologies, and some people might be like quite blunt, and some people might be like really excited, and you can pick up the tone over an email. And you basically get given these files. There's these uni students that are trying to solve the case. Mom. And you read all of these emails from like 15 people, and it's really good. Good girl. It's really good, really clever, really well done. I knew who got murdered eventually, like I figured it out, so it wasn't like a surprise, but I loved it. So that's a recommendation for you, even if you can just pick it up on Kindle if you didn't want the physical form. I really recommend that book, so highly recommend that. is one that I don't think I've ever answered, and that is, would you like to do YouTube as a career? And the answer to that, I think, is quite obvious to everyone, and that would be no. I couldn't do it. I don't know how people do it. Asked me 6-7 years ago, even longer than that, I would have said yes. But just getting a little bit older and having 2 children and my own family and everything like that, and like, even though I share quite a lot on the internet about obviously like my breast reduction, and I've done like smear videos and personal things that I've put on the internet, I am quite a private person. Stress that comes with it, like doing Vlogmas is enough for me. Vlogmas is a lot, let alone relying on creating content on YouTube as a platform. I couldn't imagine it, and relying on that content to be your source of income or a part of it, it's not for me. It takes a very strong person, I think, to be an influencer because of the amount of backlash that people get now, and I'm alright for that. My mental health is quite low in itself, so then having people constantly like jabbing at you or not liking your content, or constantly looking at like your stats and your figures and being like, well, this video did really well and I didn't really like it that much, but the one that I'm really proud of didn't do as well. It's just an awful head game. Some people that make success out of it, hats off to them, because I don't know how they do it. I couldn't do it, and I don't know. Am I just getting old? Probably, but no, you couldn't pay me to do it. I do this as a hobby, and I had to step back when I gave birth to Florence because 2 videos a week was just too much. So coming down to 1 and slightly changing my content, you would have known and seen over the last 18 months since I gave birth to Florence, my content has changed dramatically. I used to upload, I think it was like 3 times a week. I was doing vlogs all the time, and I know so many of you enjoy that. But for me, for me to keep continuing doing content, I had to change it up and make it work for me. So I might be getting less views, but I'm not doing it for the views. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it for any reason other than it's a hobby, which is why I started changing it to book content. The problem that so many influencers deal with is the fact that it is their source of income, it is their job, and I think they fall out of love with it very quickly because they have to do the trends and they have to go with what's popular, and I feel really sorry for them. So no, don't want to do YouTube as a full-time career, no way. Question is, do yours and Neil's family watch your content? The answer is, I don't know. To be honest, I don't even watch my own videos back. I edit it, I put it up, and then that's it. It's just nice to know that I've got the memories. I know my mum, she watched all of my breast reduction videos. I don't know if she watched my surgery one, I'm not too sure. But I think they know about it, I just don't think that they watch it. It's a weird thing, isn't it? It's a weird thing to talk about. I'm sitting down in my sitting room talking to a camera. Like, it is very weird, even though it's more known about now, it's still a weird thing to do. So it's not something I shout about from the rooftops, even though I am really proud of my little community. Funnily enough, I had a couple of questions asking me if I've seen After We Collided, or After We Collide, I can't remember what it's called. It's the 3rd film adaptation from the books by Anna Todd. I haven't seen it. I'm planning on watching it. I don't know when. I started it and I watched maybe 10 minutes, and then just all the cast changes, I was like, I just can't get on board with this. The cast changed with Landon and was it Kimberly, and just so many of the cast changed. I think Tessa's dad changed as well, and I just couldn't get on board with it. That franchise had such potential, and I really enjoyed the 2nd film with Dylan Sprouse. I don't even know if he's in the next 2, I don't think he is, but oh god, I don't want to watch it because I know I'll hate it. I know I will. So maybe I'll watch it during Vlogmas who knows? And then maybe I can sit and do like a discussion during a Vlogmas, like when I'm actually vlogging. But at the moment, no, I'm sort of past that. I wish that, I don't know, I just wish they were done better. And like some of them were on Netflix, now it's on Amazon. What is it, Amazon Prime? I don't even know what, Amazon Video, Prime Video, don't even know what it's called. No, I just can't, it hurts because I loved the books so much, but I don't think I'd love them now. I'm a little bit older, they were trashy, they literally caused me so much pain. But I will watch it at some point. I need to be in the mood to get through it. How have I found the age gap between P and Florence? It's hard. I can't even sit here and lie and say that it's easy because it's not. It's really fucking hard. So the age gap I've got is 4 years, 4 months, I think. November, December, January, February, 4 years, 5. Wow, my hands are dry. Ew, look at that. Can you see that? Oh. They are so dry after work. It's all the cleaning products I use. I need to put some hand cream on. Yeah, it's like 4 years, 4 months. So P was born November 15, Florence was born March 2020. And it's really, really hard just because she's 6 now and she's so fiercely independent. And she'll go off and she'll play on her own and she'll play with her toys and things like that. And then Florence wants to play with Sissy. So Florence comes over and snatches a Barbie. P sees that as snatching. Florence doesn't understand snatching. Florence thinks she's playing, but she's ruined P's game. And then P then asks for it back. Florence will never give anything back to P. She'll give it to me. P then chases her, Florence then runs around screaming, and then I just ask for it back and then I'm able to give it to P. I should add referee onto my CV because the amount of times I have to fucking get involved with their little fights, not like fist fights, but just bickering all the time. I'm drained. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's draining. Here she comes. Where's your snack? No. Where is it? No. Go get it and come sit down. Whirly. Yeah, Whirly. Yeah, they're constantly bickering. They're constantly arguing. P then also thinks that she's Florence's mum. So she's like, no, Bubby, you can't do that. Then Florence then is like, well, you're not my mum. You can't tell me what to do. And like gives it back to her and she just screams. Florence literally is a foghorn and just makes a lot of noise. And now because Florence is getting into terrible twos, it's really, really tricky. I'm constantly being like a mediator, and it's just what's the witch? It's just really, really tricky, and people don't talk about this. Right, you've got an iPad, you've got a snack, you're not watching the Twirly Woos as well, okay? Watch it in a minute. People don't talk about the struggles of parenting through fear of judgment. I think any age gap you're going to have is going to be a struggle, whether you have them closer together. You're never going to get the break, and I think it's going to be really hard. Just for me at the moment, it's tricky because they're trying to establish that sort of hierarchy, and because Florence is so headstrong and so stubborn and just... She makes us... Go get your crispy then. Go get it. Go on then. Leave it there. Go get your crispies. Okay, go and get your crispies then. It is just a tricky dynamic to get right. And then also because P's the older one and she understands that she's older, she wants to make herself heard, but sometimes it's not done in the right way. If you've got children with a bigger age gap, you'll understand it. I wish my age gap was 1 year smaller, but I wasn't ready. I'm not ready now to have 2 children and a cat and 2 guinea pigs and a husband, but here I am. I'm on survival mode right now. Please tell me it gets easier, because if not, I might move into the garage, because oh, it's so hard. And then the fact that Florence has only just started sleeping through at almost 2 years old, and just everything else is just a lot. It's just a lot. I've got this one. She's just had a massive meltdown because Netflix isn't working and she wants to watch Gabby Cat and she can't watch Gabby Cat and it's almost lunchtime, and so I'm going to finish up this Q&A really quickly because she's just not playing ball today, and I'm going to answer a couple of questions regarding my breast reduction. So the first one is, how is my mental health and how am I feeling after my breast reduction? Come here, give me a cuddle. Come here. Where's a good girl? Listen, Gabby Cat's not working right now, okay? So you sit there. You want to sit down?
Yeah.
Okay, go on then. Go on. Go and sit down. Good girl. So people don't talk about mental health and breast reduction that often, from what I've found. And I understand it. You're not having the iPad. It's very... Here, eat your Krispies. Yeah. It's very hard to sit down and talk about your struggles when you've had a life-changing surgery. So it's a tricky balance, but the baseline of it is the fact that I am struggling quite a lot with my mental health at the moment, and it hasn't been this bad in a very long time. I've had life-changing surgery and my life has changed for good, and so has everything about me. About this. I've never been able to wear this. Like, everything has changed. And it's very hard for my brain to now catch up where my... Sorry if you can hear the crisp packet. I'm just trying to get through this video at the moment. It's very hard for me to have lived from like the age of 12 to 28 with big boobs. Obviously, they've progressively gotten bigger as I've been getting older. To then within 4.5 hours have them gone and change, and then just be completely body confident. And I thought that I would get there, and I'm not there at all, and that's really hard mentally. I've always aspired to have... Good girl. I've always aspired to have a smaller chest and not be a double K. And now that I have got a smaller chest, I thought I would be a lot more confident, but actually my self-confidence is on the floor, because previously I wasn't confident when I had big boobs, but I had the reason not to be confident because of my boobs, and now they're gone. It's like, it's just really hard for my brain to catch up. Obviously my body and everything has changed so much over the years. So pre-children it was a certain way, after I had P it was a certain way, and then I got so fixated on my boobs that when I gave birth to Florence and I knew that the reduction was the next thing that I wanted to get done, or the thing that I was then focusing on, I was then so fixated on my chest that I never really saw the changes that my body had made from having P to Florence, or from having Florence. My hips got wider. I changed quite a lot, and I didn't think I did, but because I never really paid much attention because I was constantly focused on my boobs, having surgery and then seeing myself with a different figure, it's just been a lot. And I'm so appreciative and grateful, and I can't express how happy I am that I've had the surgery. The demons that I've got is really hard, and I definitely feel like I'm suffering with like body dysmorphia. I'm not sure if that's the right terminology for it, but I am really struggling with it, and I don't have much confidence, and so many people say, oh look, you look great and you look wonderful and you're really pretty and all of that, but unless I feel it myself, I'm never gonna believe it. So next year, 2022, is all gonna be about trying to build up my confidence and loving myself, because I've never done it. Again, sort of maybe being a parent, I always put the children first. I always put the house first. I put Neil first. I put the fucking pets first. And I always come last. And that needs to change. Hence the hair change. I hadn't had my hair cut in like 18 months. Like it was just before lockdown. No, it wasn't. It was December 2019. I remember it. I think I vlogged it. And I haven't had my hair cut in so long, and I've never had it dyed, and my hair is so grey, and I was getting so depressed. So just making those small changes, I'm trying to make myself feel better. So it's baby steps. It's going to take me a long time. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, but I am happy. I just want to feel happier and just confident. And I didn't realise how low my confidence was. But the boobs themselves, 10 out of 10. Really, really good. Very, very happy. Has anyone who didn't know about the breast reduction noticed that something has changed? It hurts to say no. I haven't had anyone that sort of knows of me but doesn't really know me and like what I've been through. I haven't had anyone come up to me and say like, oh my god, like you've lost so much weight, and that really, really hurt, because I thought that I would have that. I thought I'd see people and they'd be like, oh my god, like you look great. I'm like, yeah, I know, I had half a stone cut off my chest and I didn't have that. And that was a bit of a shock, because I thought I looked really different. And again, that's playing into my psyche of where I think maybe they're not small enough, maybe I don't look smaller, like maybe, I don't know. But I did have one person at work, and I will remember him forever. He's a regular customer where I work. I'll get onto my job in a second. And he's great, and he said to me, so you look like you've lost weight. And I was like, yeah, well I have. I was like, I had a breast reduction. He's like an elderly man. And the fact that he noticed, and he was the first person, I was like, I had a breast reduction. He was like, oh really? And he went quite awkward. And I was like, yeah, I had like just short of half a stone taken off. And he was like, wow, like you look great, like well done. And that will save me forever. That was just the one thing that I wanted. I thought I'd have it more, but I didn't. But again, it's a very awkward thing to talk about, isn't it? Like, oh, you had really big boobs and now you don't. I don't know, it's very weird. But again, I cover myself up quite a lot, so maybe people haven't noticed. Who knows? But that was the one person, and I love him for it. My health / back pains changed since my op. My back pain has stopped. Like the mid back has changed. My lower back has changed. This shoulder is fine. My right shoulder still gives me a lot of grief. I don't know why this one, it's normally fine, and if I sleep funny, it then sort of goes back to how it was where my bra strap would sit. So I've got a feeling I have got some sort of long-term muscle damage there. I don't know whether I can rectify it. I've got the spot right there. It's really, really painful. It feels like a trapped nerve all the time. Yeah, leave that, Florency. I need to go and see like a physiotherapist, back specialist. I can't remember what they're called. There's different types. But I'm going to wait until the new year. I just want to get Christmas out of the way and figure out where I am with my finances. And then I'm going to go and look at doing private sessions, because they're not included with Spire. So I don't know what they can do. I don't know how long the course will be. I don't know anything about it, but I do need to inquire. I think the fact that my job's quite physical doesn't necessarily help, but I did have 2 months out of work, so I had time to recover. But I just think it's long-lasting damage from the weight, which is expected, but at least it's only one side, and it's just that one area of the shoulder blades. It's not the entire back. It didn't happen straight away. I did struggle a couple of weeks post-op with back pain, but I think that was just my body just adjusting to it. And obviously I was sleeping like this because I couldn't move, so then I struggled with that. But that has gone, and I can't believe I dealt with that for years. I'm gonna finish off on this last question and then I'm gonna go and do some wrapping. So the final question is, how have I managed back to work with my reduction and how is my mum? So my mum is doing really well, thank you for asking. She is now home. She was home after, I can't remember how many days, it was just short of 2 weeks, and she's doing well. I go and do her food shopping for her because she can't physically do it. As for returning back to work, I think I went back the first weekend of October. So I had 8 weeks off, I think, and it was definitely needed because I have such a physical job. I do cleaning. I needed that time to let my muscles rest. Since then I have also gained a couple more jobs, so I actually work 4 jobs. So I do my work where I used to work, I do cleaning there, I do 2 buildings there at the weekends. I now also work for my auntie in a village shop. I used to work there way back when my uncle was still here. When he got diagnosed with terminal, I went to go and help out. And I'm now back doing that. I've been doing that since April. And I do that once a week, and I've been putting stock out and helping on the till and things like that, and I love it. I love working with my auntie. It's just, it's fun, it's social, and I'm helping her, which is the main thing. So I do cleaning at a hairdresser's, so that keeps me busy. And then I also help my mum out, so I do all of her housework. So I do all of her like cleaning that she can't do, cleaning kitchen cupboards, cleaning her bathroom, hoovering, mopping the floor, dusting, food shopping, changing her bedding, everything like that, because she can't do it. So I do that as well, but that's not really a job, it's just helping my mum out. But I do that on a Thursday. Thursdays are my busiest day, really busy on Thursdays. So returning to work has been hard because I do so much. I don't do a lot, like hours and stuff, I don't do a lot at all. Thursdays are my busiest day because I work with my auntie, I see my mum, and then I do the hairdressers in the evening, and then I do my office clean at a weekend. So I don't work that many hours, but it's just little and often, I guess. So I'm very lucky in the sense that I had time when I went back to the shop, for example. If I needed to sit down and have a tea and just relax and not use my muscles that much, I had the option to do so, because obviously it's with my auntie. And with my office clean, I have the entire weekend to do it, so I don't have to do it all in one go. So I have been very lucky, and I've eased myself back into it. But actually, recovery wise, I would say I'm like 95% back to normal. The only part that I get pains with is, hang on, here, it's the end part of my scars. Sometimes they hurt. I don't know what it is, I don't know why, but sometimes they just ache. And sort of the fronts of my boobs sometimes hurt, but I think because I'm reaching up high, I'm lifting heavy things when it comes to like stock, like litres of water, or like a crate of, or a tray of cans, or mop bucket and a hoover. Like I am lifting quite a lot and I stretch quite a lot, so I think it's just the muscles repairing themselves. I'm really sorry about Florence in the bag. Can we not get out the Christmas lights? So recovery and returning back to work has been great. I've been very fortunate. I didn't have to go back to work within 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know how women, I don't need those, thank you. I don't know how women can deal with that, like that are on their feet for hours at a time, sorry. Like I don't do like 8-hour shifts. My days are long, but each section is like 3 hours, so it's not a lot, but it is a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm so sorry about the chaos of this video. Florence is so tired. She's so grumpy. And you just really stressed me out today.
Yeah.
Haven't you? You're a mess.
Look.
Huh?
Look.
I don't know what you're saying.
Look.
Don't know what you're saying.
Look.
Florence! Florence! Anyway, I'm gonna go give this girl some lunch. Do you want some lunch?
Yeah.
Yeah? And then I'm gonna put her down for a nap because she's really grumpy. She's also just cut 2 new teeth, so that's really fun. So hopefully you liked the format of this video. Obviously I have done sort of Q&A, a little bit of rapping, Q&A, a bit of rapping, but it's the only way I could make this work. I'm gonna go and have my salad. Thank you for watching, thank you for all the questions. I'm really sorry if I didn't get to them, but this would have been, in a minute, this would have been very long if I answered all of them. So maybe I'll do a Q&A in the new year. She wants me to turn you off, so I will see you all in my next video. Bye.